Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to dive into a book that has, and I'm not exaggerating here, completely changed millions of lives. It's Eckhart Tolle's modern spiritual classic, The Power of Now.
And when I say millions, I mean it. Since this book first came out, it has sold over 16 million copies. I mean, just think about that number for a second. That's a massive, massive audience, which really tells you something about the power of its message.
So what's the secret sauce here? What is it about this book that connects so deeply with so many people? What is this life-changing secret that's made it a global phenomenon?
Well, according to Tolle, the entire path to ending all your suffering and finding a really profound sense of peace, it all begins with one single powerful shift in how you see things, a realization that kind of changes the whole game. Okay, so first things first, we have to understand the problem. Tolle argues that the biggest obstacle to our happiness isn't the world out there. It's the constant, non-stop noise inside our own heads. He calls it the tyranny of your mind. And this leads us to one of the most important ideas in the whole book. Tolle says we've made this one huge mistake. We believe that we are the voice in our head. But he suggests that our true self is actually the silent awareness behind that voice, the one who's listening to all that chatter. I mean, think about it for yourself. How often is that little voice in your head either replaying old regrets from the past or worrying about something that might happen in the future? Tolle argues that this compulsive thinking, this habit of being trapped in psychological time, is the direct source of pretty much all our anxiety, our stress, and our unhappiness. So, what is this thinker, this voice that's causing all the trouble? Tolle gives it a name, the ego. And understanding how this thing operates is absolutely crucial. The ego is basically a fictional self. It's this phantom identity that's built out of our memories, our labels, our job titles, our future plans, and all our personal stories. The thing is, it's not who we really are. It's just a construct of the mind that we've gotten way too attached to.
So, the ego is basically terrified of the present moment. And why is that? Well, it's simple. It's fighting for its survival. You see, the ego is made of thoughts, stories from the past, and projections about the future. It literally cannot exist in the pure awareness of the now, because in the now, there are no stories. So it fights like crazy to keep you preoccupied with the past and future, where it can feed on problems, drama, and conflict. This perfectly illustrates the ego's trap. It's always dangling this promise of future happiness, It whispers, I'll be happy when I get that promotion, or I'll finally have peace once I solve this problem. But as soon as you get one thing, the ego just moves the goalposts. It's a never-ending chase designed to keep itself alive and to keep you permanently dissatisfied.
Okay, so if the mind and the ego are the problem, what on earth is the solution? This is where Tolle introduces the simple yet incredibly profound concept at the very heart of his teaching, the power of the present moment.
This very thought, this was actually the catalyst for Tolle's own spiritual awakening. He was just 29 years old in a state of really deep depression, and this one sentence just suddenly struck him as bizarre.
He realized, wait a second, if I cannot live with myself, then there must be two entities here. There's the I, the true observing consciousness, and then there's the myself, that unhappy mind-made self, the ego. And in that moment of separation, the thinking mind just went quiet, and he experienced this state of profound, unbelievable peace.
So this antidote to the ego's tyranny is what Tolle calls presence. It's not about trying to stop your thoughts. That's basically impossible. It's about disidentifying from them. It's about anchoring your awareness right here, right now, and becoming the silent watcher of your mind instead of the main character in its endless drama.
Now this all sounds great, right? But how do we actually do it? How do we access this state of presence in our normal day-to-day lives? Well, the good news is Tolle offers some really practical techniques.
So here are 4 simple steps to get started. First, just start listening to the voice in your head, almost as if it were someone else talking. Second, and this is the really important part, do it without judging or analyzing what you hear. Just be an impartial witness. Third, shift your attention away from your thoughts and into your body. Feel the life and the energy inside your hands, your feet, your chest. This immediately grounds you in the present. And finally, whatever you're doing, whether it's washing dishes or just walking, give it your full, undivided attention.
This chart really clarifies the 2 different states we can be in. When we're identified with our mind, we're basically trapped in time. We're being run by the ego, and we are creating our own suffering. But when we are present, we're rooted in the now, we're connected to our deeper being, and we experience real peace and inner stillness. So, what does this all mean for us? It means that freedom from anxiety and suffering isn't something we have to achieve in the future. It's actually available to us right here, right now.
See, the past actually has no power over the present moment. By practicing presence, we learn to dissolve the pain of the past, and we stop creating new pain by worrying about the future. It's a direct path to the inner peace that so many of us are desperately searching for.
So if you only take away a few things from this, let it be these 3 crucial points. Number 1, you are not your mind. You are the awareness behind it. Number 2, your pain comes from resisting what is, from resisting the present moment. And number 3, the only place you can ever find true peace and fulfillment is right here, in the now.
And that brings us to the final and most essential question this book leaves us with. And it's a question that can't be answered with thoughts. It can only be experienced in stillness. If you quiet that compulsive thinker, if you realize you are not your mind, then who are you really?